Hi guys, Evie here. After watching this video, you will know everything about Wenren Dian Soaring Plumes and everything about our next UR Pavilion. Soaring Plumes is elegant or yellow UR. This suit has 10 clothing pieces and 5 makeup items. We're going to take a look at the original Awakened displays and all the event details, such as a list of polling rewards and special suit effects. Let me clarify first that the beaded curtain-like strands are from the bloom piece, which you can get after awakening Soaring Plumes. I love this suit a lot because it's a classic Chinese traditional color combo. Paper likes to make pastel and light color traditional Chinese inspired dresses, but they don't really make a lot of them in this kind of brighter and deeper colors. I also went over the history behind this suit in my CN polling video, which I'll link down below. I love how Paper became innovative with features of games as the media for their suits. For example, all the floating fabrics and ribbons are amazingly made. It added so much more to the story behind this outfit. And the style, of course. I also love how they played with different textures and materials. I especially adore the glowing fabric on her dress. The glow also shifts with light. Here are showcases of the Unawakened individual items. Since it's really hard to tell everything apart, I find that all UR suits tend to blend in together and it's kind of hard to tell what the pieces are. It's amazing that the floating ribbons or fabrics are separated from the top and bottom. The top and bottom can actually go with different outfits to create different styles. And the ribbon or fabric thing, the back accessory, can go with a ton of different outfits to make them flow as well. The headpiece is also separated into 2 parts, which I always love. These clips are meant to show you what the set of makeup looks like on different skin tones. This is a complete set of makeup that has 5 items total. This is for sure one of my favorite sets of UR makeups. It totally transformed the way Nikki looks without looking too much. Sometimes I find makeup or UR makeup items a bit messy, but this one is perfectly executed. Let's take a look at individual items in all 4 skin tones just to see if they're versatile or not. First, we have the lip item. It's a deep red lipstick. The shape of it is very unique and adds a completely different vibe to Nikki. Next up, contacts. This pair of contacts is very contrasty and makes Nikki's eyes pop while staying on the deeper colored side. Even though I personally love crazy color contacts on Nikki, but I use this one a decent amount when styling. Then we have the foundation item. It looks amazing on all 4 skin tones. You can also see the sparkles and gold eyeliner pop against darker skin tones. This is for sure one of my favorite UR foundation items. Oh, by the way, the little dot is part of the foundation item. The eyebrows are great too. They're very unique and very cloud themed. The eyelashes are there. I used to love it a lot before getting a lot of longer eyelashes on the Taiwanese server, so I'm excited to get this on global as we don't have any of those longer lashes on global yet. Before showcasing the Awakened version set, I want to show you the bloom piece first. You can get this after awakening Soaring Plumes. The item shows up as a face accessory on Nikki's forehead, and the special effect is a beaded curtain in front of her. They will go away when you zoom Nikki in the dressing room, but they'll stay in front of her in the photo studio no matter how zoomed in Nikki is. This item also comes with a special animated pose shown here. Let's then awaken this suit. Here's a side-by-side comparison of Soaring Plumes and Soaring Moonlight. I usually love pastel colors, and I do think the Awakened version might be more versatile. However, I have to say that I prefer the Unawakened version this time because of how much it ties into the overall theme and story. The red and green suit now evolves into light purple and blue. Definitely going to awaken this right away when I get them in my Pavilion gameplay videos, so if you're interested, keep your eyes peeled for that. It's going to be really exciting. The Awakened version is kind of completely different from the original, which I love because I also like it when the Awakened version looks like paper redesigned the entire thing. Sometimes I feel like they just got lazy and would offer us a very similar or plain recolor in some of the pavilions. The details are just as amazing as the original, and the little sparkles towards the end of her dress is more visible now. I also love her bracelets and shoes. I'm not sure if the chains can be called shoes, but they belong to the shoes category, so we are going to call them that. I initially thought those were part of the hosiery category because she's technically not wearing any shoes, but I guess that's paper logic. Anyway, all the chains from this suit are super pretty, and I think they're kind of versatile. Here's a showcase of the Awakened individual items. We can get a recolor for all clothing items. I'm not sure if it's just me, but when we put everything from the suit on Nikki, the clothing pieces somehow look kind of plasticky. I feel like that's probably because of how complex the entire suit is. I personally think that it's hard to see all the quality designs when they're all together, but all the individual items are way prettier when you separate them and look at them closely. Also, the Awakened pipa or handheld is gorgeous. The back of it is transparent. Let's now move on to reflection, archiving, cost of the event, and more. First, let's take a look at the Unawakened cover art on the left and Awakened on the right. I love both versions. Wenren Dian is probably one of the only new characters I know. I kind of know the rest, but not quite. So he does have a special place in my heart along with Luming. You can find high quality versions of these in my Discord server under the wallpaper channel. The link is in my video description. Here's Awakening rewards order when you level up Soaring Plumes and awaken it to Soaring Moonlight. This set has 10 pieces total and all of them have stronger recolors. The thumbnails of the first few tiers might be a bit confusing, so I'm going to introduce them in order. As Star 1-3, you can get the bracelets. Next, earrings, then headwear and shoes. And lastly, as 3-0, hair ornament and the handheld. Then the rest are pretty obvious. Okay, now let's talk about how strong the reflection is. Keep in mind that my recommendations are only for competitive players. Just remember that this is a dress-up game, so don't feel pressure to care about rankings because you can eventually get all the free arena URs. So only pull for what makes you happy. Soaring Plumes' color reflection scale is exactly the same as Krista, so he'll be the strongest yellow on global once we get this in the game. I'm going to show you a detailed arena ranking and a memory stairway ranking chart, and talk about what I'm planning to do as a competitive player. Let's check out the reflection ranking for the arena first. What I love to use for these charts is a ruler of some sort or like a piece of cardboard. I usually use a name card for my cotton dolls. That way you can clearly see how strong your current reflection level is compared to what you might want to get in the future. So in the arena, when we're looking at the same passives levels, a Call of Reflection 5 Loan or equivalent reflection, like Crimson Phoenix, is a tiny bit stronger than a Call of Reflection level 1 Soaring Plumes. Thus, I would definitely recommend not upgrading Loan's passives, but consider using this reflection. However, this is not a definite answer because there is an even stronger reflection on CN and the Taiwanese server from earlier this year. It's a white wedding set from the Gothic wedding event. I have a video on that if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'll link it down below as well. So, a Call of Reflection skill 5 Soaring Plumes is roughly as strong as a Call of Reflection 4 White Gothic wedding reflection, and that's a ton of echoes. Let's continue to the memory stairway ranking chart. 10 seconds buffer or lifetime reflections are no longer the strongest in memory stairway due to these boosted OP reflections. Thus, Selena, the Gothic wedding reflection, and Soaring Plumes are still among the strongest in memory stairway, like in the arena. The differences between them are still similar to the arena ranking. The obvious choice would be to go for Selena's reflection, but that's probably a long while away. At the same time, it's also not worth it to upgrade Loan's passives. If I don't upgrade Lowen's passives though, I'm slowly losing my desired rank in the arena. So I'm thinking about using Soaring Plumes, not because of how much I like Wenren Dian, I promise, but okay, seriously, I'm considering this one because a lot of people got super lucky in this pavilion, including me on CN. So I'm thinking that I might get lucky as well. If I hit the pity counter every time, I probably will not try for more echoes because echoes are easier to get in double UR pavilions, and the strongest Selena reflection happens to be in a double UR pavilion. But if I got insanely lucky in our next UR pavilion, I probably will use Soaring Plumes and might upgrade its passives. Now moving on to the item raw scores. The headwear is great scoring, so it'll probably be one of your top scoring accessories out of the 5. The hair ornament is also pretty good scoring. Then hairstyle, you'll probably use this for a long time until Selena's wedding suit comes along because that hair is higher scoring. The earrings are great, but Zoe's free arena earrings are better. The top is great scoring, but that's also because we don't have a lot of top and bottoms. However, it's better scoring than the Awakened Chinese top. The bottom is also great, but keep in mind that Chinese top and bottom have a reconstructed version, but this suit doesn't yet. The bracelets are not as good scoring as Zoe's free arena bracelet. The handheld is not as good scoring as Chinese wedding handheld, but pretty great if you don't have Chinese suit. The shoes are not very good scoring, especially we have the reconstructed glittering date shoes. The special accessory or the back accessory is great scoring. Here's the list of estimated polls and costs. The poll counts are listed below. Remember that those are only estimate and some people might get a lot luckier or a lot unluckier. I hope you guys can all be super lucky, and I love hearing all your good news. We can get some free tickets from daily logins and clearing the event story stages as well, so don't forget to clear all the stages before polling. That's a mistake I always make. The diamond count is an estimate for only getting the SSR to getting everything in the pavilion, so that's why the gap in between is so big. As usual, I'll be participating right away when this event goes live. Stay tuned if you're interested, or subscribe if you find my content helpful. I really appreciate your support. Here are the complete list of summoning rewards that you can get from polling in the pavilion. You could pause and read it here. Or I also have a highlight here, just showing off some of the extra items you could get from this pavilion. You could get an SSR bag at 16 polls, a hat at 25 polls, a strawberry bag at 30 polls, then another bag at 70 polls. I don't understand why we're getting so many bags either. Here's one of the event exclusive background and stickers. You can get this in the summoning rewards when you poll 90 times. The background can also be used as the home screen background. It's super beautiful, I highly recommend it. I think I use it pretty often. You can also get another background and sticker through polling rewards, and those go with the SSR suit, which I'll showcase in the SSR video probably tomorrow. Since Paper added a landscape mode a little while ago, I thought it'd be useful to show you a landscape view of this background. You can choose which part of this vertical artwork that you want to showcase. In this case, I just chose the middle part, but you can choose any part that you want. You can also get a new scene in the 3-dimensional photo studio. I used this very scene in the suit display part of this video. I think it looks very nice, even though I don't use it that often. I'm actually more excited about the newest UR scene releasing on the 27th on the CN and the Taiwanese server, because that one actually looks realistic and has a ton of depth. I'll definitely make a video on that as well to show you guys what it looks like. The rest sometimes look kind of flat, but I'm not complaining about getting this for free when you poll 260 times though. It's a great deal if you're going to poll more than 260 times in this pavilion. Paper also added a landscape mode in the dressing room and photo studio, so this is what the 3D scene looks like. Let's then take a look at the poses. You can get 2 sets of poses from the summoning rewards, which comes to a total of 4 poses. 2 full body poses and 2 selfie poses. Then you can get 2 suit completion poses from this suit and 1 suit completion pose from the SSR. Thus, This event will give us at least 7 poses in total if you're participating. Showing now is one of the UR suit's completion poses. I'm showing it with the built-in accessories and without, as well as a close-up view so you can take a better look at the pose avatar potentials. In this case, the built-in is the handheld. Showcasing now is the second suit completion pose. There is no progress bar for this particular pose. I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure if this will be fixed or not. It's a pretty pose as well, but very hard to manipulate without the bar. Then we have 2 sets of summoning reward poses that are associated with the UR suit and the SSR suit. We're going to go through the UR suit poses in this video while the SSR in the SSR video, because it's kind of confusing. The 80 poses go with the UR suit. This is a full body pose. I love the vibe of this pose and everything about it, but it zooms in weirdly, like all floating poses that paper has made. I wish that the zooming was easier. You can also choose to take off the built-in handheld or not. Now the selfie pose. This is definitely one of my favorite selfie poses. First of all, it's not too cropped in like a lot of the selfie poses. I think this is a nice composition. It also comes with the built-in handheld, but I think you can remove the handheld with no issue and the pose still looks natural. Kind of, in my opinion. Next, special suit effect. I put Nikki against a plain background so you can see all the stunning special effects closely. The lotus will show up when Nikki is floating or in the suit completion pose, and it'll go away when you put Nikki in other poses or just make her stand. There is lighting coming from the top right corner, making this suit super ethereal. Then there's fog spreading around her, and a rainbow-colored flare will appear at the ends of the lighting behind her. This suit is indexed in Feast in Cloud. You can get 500 pink gems upon completion of the suit. It is archived in Night Ripper. It's not a bad archive, but not the best archive ever either. There are Qingyi's Crimson Phoenix, Qingyue's Moonset, Luming's Cloud Benediction, and Qingyi's All the Phoenix Palace in this archive. The current highest level on CN for this archive is level 9, which is not the highest level in terms of all archives, but not too bad. I would recommend completing this suit if you want to use one of the previously mentioned suits in the long run, as there are only 5 URs in this archive, so you'll want all the experiences you can get. However, this archive is also pretty costly to upgrade since 4 out of these 5 suits are event suits that you have to spend currencies to get. Some archives have a lot of free arena URs in them and are relatively easier to maintain. Alright, that is it for this video. I hope my video was helpful. Do you like this suit? Are you going to try polling for it? I'd love to know what you think. Let's chat in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye!